That night, I finally decided to get a divorce. I placed the wedding ring and the divorce papers on the table, cut our only photo together in half, then dragged my suitcase onto a flight abroad, while he was still at the hospital, staying by the side of the first love he could never forget. Until late at night he came home, saw the divorce papers on the table, and finally realized I was really gone. He called me over and over, but only got no answer. In that moment, he began to remember everything we had, but it was too late, because he was the one who ruined it all. 3 years ago, on the day before my wedding, my most trusted best friend drove over and killed my mother. I thought my fiancé would stand up for me, but instead he showed me a marriage certificate and told me he and my best friend were already married. I was furious. Crashed their wedding, just wanted my best friend to pay, but everyone laughed at me like I was insane. Just as I was about to break down, my childhood friend stepped up, proposed to me in public, promised he would bring me justice. In that moment I saw hope again, so I handed everything over to him. Not long after, he brought me a document, said my former best friend was sentenced to 3 years, and I believed him. But 3 years later, I accidentally overheard him talking to his lawyer, and my heart turned cold. Turns out the reason he married me was just to use his status as family, to write a letter of forgiveness, to help her get out early. In his heart, he had always loved my best friend. Even his laptop password was her birthday. His desktop was full of their photos together. That's when I realized how ridiculous I had been. I picked up my phone and booked a ticket for 3 days later, then went to the police station and canceled my identity info, and took back the forged letter of forgiveness. From that moment on, I swore I'd make them pay. Then I returned home as if nothing happened, and my husband acted just as gentle as always. But to me, it was all a pathetic performance. While he showered, I opened his computer and saw monthly transfers of millions to a foreign account. The recipient was my best friend. Only then did I finally understand what that word waiting in his messages meant. The next day I went to the company as usual, right at the entrance. I saw him and my best friend talking sweetly. Only when I appeared did the sweetness break. Looking at her glowing face, I asked, "She doesn't look like someone who just got out of prison." They brushed it off with some excuse, and I didn't bother exposing them. After all, everything would end in 2 days, but my husband just had to ruin my plan. That night to celebrate her release, my husband and the ex-fiancé who once betrayed me held a party for her. They publicly announced they were giving her company shares and projects. Watching them flirt with their eyes, I felt nothing but disgust. Even the guests looked at me with pity. When my best friend saw me, she arrogantly walked over and mocked me, said my husband never loved me. I couldn't take it anymore, and slapped her hard. They immediately rushed to protect her, blamed me for making a scene, and told me to apologize. My best friend pretended to be kind, said I still hated her for killing my mother, and that slap was enough punishment. Then she pitifully said she would never get involved with my husband again. Seeing how nervous he was over her, I completely lost hope in him. I went home, cut up our wedding photo. The next morning I signed the divorce papers, took off the wedding ring I had worn for 3 years, called a courier, sent him the forgiveness letter from 3 years ago, then dragged my suitcase, got in the car to the airport and left without looking back, while the clueless man was still at the hospital, gently caring for my best friend.